This is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at AdvaMed, the MedTech Conference 2012 in Boston, Massachusetts. I have with me Dr. Susan Windham-Bannister of Massachusetts Life Science Center. It's a public, not-for-profit entity, and welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you. It's great to be here with you, Shelley.
It's great to have you. Now, I have a million questions. So let me start out by just telling the folks who you are and what you do, and it's great work.
I'm the president and CEO of the Massachusetts Life Sciences Center. In 2008, the governor of Massachusetts signed into law a 10-year, $1 billion initiative to invest in our life sciences cluster. Our responsibilities are targeted not just to MedTech, but to biotech, pharmaceuticals, medical diagnostics, and also bioinformatics. And put very simply, our job is to invest in getting the good science to become good business and to make Massachusetts the best place both for businesses and the investment community to be.
Well, it's not like you don't have some of the best universities and hospitals in the world now, is it?
Absolutely, but that's the starting point. That's where the discovery takes place, and that is where the training of our great life sciences workforce takes place. But what's really important to us is to make sure that there are programs in place that support tech transfer, get promising young companies across that valley of death, and also to provide good incentives for companies to invest and grow here.
Now, you hit on a good point. Let's talk about the money and how the money is spent, how the money is attracted to the companies in Massachusetts, how you sponsor partnership arrangements, and all of that good stuff that kind of like our investor audience would be interested in hearing.
Alrighty. So let me say that we have all of the pieces, if you will, in Massachusetts to really support innovation. You mentioned our academic institutions and our talented workforce. We have a very vibrant investment community here in Massachusetts, and we have industries, not just small companies, but very mature industries in all of these sectors. So the money is the issue, and that's really where we try to come in. We're here to close some of those gaps. So I'll give you a quick example. We are funding a number of cooperative agreements between industry and academia to get technology transferred out of the lab and into the hands of companies to commercialize it. We're giving grants of up to $500,000, $750,000 to really underwrite and support that. We have a program that's called the Accelerator Program, and this is targeted to pre-Series A companies who have raised some risk-based capital but are still generally considered by private investors to be a bit risky. We think a role that the state can play is to come in and give these companies up to $1 million to help them with proof of concept, with proof of principle, to generally de-risk them, to help them create greater value for a private investor. And so what we're finding is we've invested in about 20 companies to date. 4 of those have already repaid their money to us because the VCs are coming in now and taking the companies and moving them forward. Many of the VCs in Massachusetts will send us companies that they think are promising. It's too early for them to invest. The angels will send us companies to take a look at. And the way that we choose the companies, and I think that the investment community really finds this appealing, we have over 200 experts from around Massachusetts and also from outside of Massachusetts who will take a look at our deal flow, if you will. And we have a 19-member scientific advisory board, which includes industry, academia, serial entrepreneurs, and VCs. And at the end of the day, they are vetting all of this technology. And we have programs that actually enable investors to come in alongside us. They may contribute to the funding of the companies, and they get a look at all the deal flow through special portals that we set up for them. They get all of the reviews by our experts. They can sit in the scientific advisory board deliberations, and so it's really a great way not only to spot the technology in Massachusetts, because we may see more of it than investors may see, but more importantly to really get on a pro bono basis access to a lot of talent that is judging that technology.
What a great system. Wow, you guys put some thought into this.
It's been a great program. We developed it with the investment community in Massachusetts and with early stage companies, and we know that it absolutely fills a gap in that path to market.
If I may ask, what's your background?
My background is actually in health policy, but I became an expert in reimbursement policy, which became the crux of business strategy. And so really for about 30 years, I was a consultant to industry. I did the go-to-market strategy.
Well, I just want to comment to you. I listened to the governor. He had me at hello, as they say. And he was so inspiring. And I think that when I have interviewed several of the CEOs from your Massachusetts delegation, you could see that they're being bred. They're almost, speaking gospel about how good Massachusetts is. So I always ask, why Massachusetts?
Why Massachusetts? It's a great question. And I will say that, you know what, in addition to this initiative being the vision of the governor shows up. He walks the talk.
And he hung around.
He hangs around. He visits the company. He's sincerely interested. And so, you know what, that gives us obviously a good starting point. It's a welcoming, supportive community. A big part of what we have done at the center, beside funding, is, I like to say, building. We have really tried to build an ecosystem out of a great cluster of assets. So, you can have great hospitals and great companies and investors, but if they aren't coalesced into a well-functioning and collaborative system, it doesn't always work so well. So one of the really important roles that we play is to coalesce the community. We're there for them, we're focusing on issues that matter to them, but we partner with them. Literally, we cross-leverage each other's funds. We invest in workforce development, and we do so in a way that is supportive of the needs of the employers here in Massachusetts. We give grants for equipment so that the students that are coming out of the institutions here in Massachusetts are trained to go to work. We have funded over 1,000 interns. We pay the stipends, so they go and they get work experience. And for the smaller companies, we cover all of the stipends. So we want students to have an entrepreneurial experience, but also to go and work in the little companies that often can't find or afford an intern. So a big part of what we have done is to build the consortia, the collaborations, and the partnerships that really have brought all of the assets of Massachusetts together into an ecosystem, and we think that that's what's driving the pace of acceleration here. We're here to share the risk of innovation with industry, and in particular, we're here just to make sure that this is the place to be, and I think that the number of companies coming here prove that in.
You're a sponsor of this event.
Absolutely.
It's truly indicative of the size of the area that you have. The companies, I don't even know how many you have here, I mean that. I saw a company yesterday that had developed a product for paraplegics that I have to tell you was awe-inspiring to me, and it showed me the benefit of what comes out of Massachusetts. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, an industry that it's about helping save lives, have a better quality of life. And I, want to say that I think Massachusetts is demonstrating international leadership.
I appreciate that. You were asking a little bit about some facts and figures. There are about 600 biotech companies, and Massachusetts has the second largest cluster of MedTech companies. So there really is a lot of critical mass to build on here. We are very enthusiastic and excited with all the technology that's going on here. We try to showcase that technology. You're right. Argo Medical Technologies, a great company, choosing to come from Israel and locate here in Massachusetts, again, because it's a great community to be part of, and we're very proud of the role that we're playing in building that community. Again, we work closely with the investment community. In many cases, there are VCs outside of Massachusetts that review our applications. They review our deal flow. Our goal, it's great to have the business done in Massachusetts, but at the end of the day, as you saw yesterday, it's about the patient. And to the extent that there are VCs that are interested in the pipeline here in Massachusetts and want to take a look, help these promising technologies move forward, we're here to help make that possible.
So I just want you to know, I think the governor is lucky to have you.
You know what, Shelley, I'm lucky to be working for an industry I love and working in an environment here in Massachusetts where it's not an uphill climb. Our legislature is supportive. Our administration is supportive. We're really coming together as a great, strong community, a welcoming community. So I'm the lucky one.
I know now why Massachusetts is the envy of the MedTech industry. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have a website you'd like to give out?
We do, and thank you for letting me give it a plug. It's www.masslifesciences.com. All of our programs are web-enabled. All the information that your listeners and viewers may want to find out, they can find on our website. So again, that's www.masslifesciences.com.
I want to thank Susan Windham-Bannister from Massachusetts Life Science Center and working for the public not-for-profit entity. We are at AdvaMed, the MedTech Conference 2012, right here in your Boston. We're right here. And I'm Shelley Kraft, and I want to thank you for coming on to SNN Live.
Thanks for talking with me, Shelley.
You're quite welcome.